So, definitely been an interesting day. Still just closing in on my son's 10th birthday. Again, 10th year of life. He's in there watching Encanto. I was supposed to be in there with him, but literally, well, for one, my side, my left side is just bothering me. It's still hurting. I be gaining all this weight, so ain't no telling. But anyway, interesting day. Yeah, I heard from somebody earlier trying to reach out, or I guess under the guise of reaching out to my son for his birthday. Then this evening, saw a message that I thought was blocked, but reaching out, again, trying to tell him happy birthday. Of course, I informed him of the people or whatever who said it, but we're not traditional, so I didn't send no thank yous, no nothing. I give God the glory that we're on where He is on somebody's mind. But yeah, but I'm just laying here. I'm on my massage pad and my side is hurting. Just ate some salad. I did upload all those videos that I was trying to upload to my real channel and then my son's channel and stuff like that. It was because it had a lot of videos with him. It's no coincidence that I seen the videos today again. But yeah, I was reminded of some things. And oh yeah, I don't know. There was some slight commotion trying to go on and pop off or whatever a few minutes ago. So another reason why I felt the need to come in my room is, to me, it's crazy because it's like, okay, I'm gonna close out the day with watching. Oh yeah, my side is this is just not good. I'm sure it's not good, but it's just not feeling good. But I was gonna close out the day with watching that with him, and well, with both of them. Wait a minute. And that's the kids just making noise. But anyway, I was gonna do that. But if I'm called away and led to go in my room, most of the time, yes, definitely to pray. And I feel myself just getting back to. I'm not gonna say getting back to. I'm not even gonna say that I left it. I'm gonna just say that it was just, I believe, transitioning and just changing. There's been times where I could just lay my head back, and again, God knows I'm listening. I'm open to Him, and ooh, yeah, those fat people noises for real, and it's getting on my nerves because I should not be as big as I am, for sure. I don't know. I was listening to some songs earlier and stuff like that, and it definitely had me in my feelings and stuff like that. A little bit. Almost. I'm gonna say almost. I ain't even gonna say completely, but almost. Just almost reminded of their dad, and just some things that made me smile about him. But I be quickly putting a halt to that. Like, nah, that ain't we ain't finna go there. at all. I'm not too hard of a person to go to places like that and to actually, be get in my feelings, feel something towards somebody and stuff like that. But somebody that just be so damn evil and I had to even acknowledge that my son's got some mean streaks or seemingly mean streaks. I don't know, if they're called something else, but even my my oldest son, I see him on YouTube or and I understand it a little bit because somebody's coming at him, but the way he responded was like, it wasn't evil, but it was like, to me it wasn't mean. But it can come off as mean and harsh. Um, Cause Lord, what did he say? He said he didn't have to be nice to everybody, and me personally, I'm not mad at that because he don't. But I'd rather him not deal with people if he's gonna be mean to anybody. Like I'd rather him just separate himself. But then I had to just snap into it and be like, oh shoot, he his daddy's child. Like, oh my gosh, like some part of him is his daddy's child for real. And you saying you your daddy's son, and baby, I seen it. Well, I got a little, if it's a glimpse or whatever of it. I'm like, wait, that snuck up on me. And his dad asked me a long time ago, what did I see? What did I see inside of our son? So basically, I don't know. I guess he was trying to let me know that there's something concealed regarding them. And you know what? This is one thing about it. With my daughter, whatever may have been concealed and hidden, regarding her dad or whatever the case may be, that one definitely was good. But that one seemed like more moldable, as long as she was here with me. And when I interact with her, but the boys, they be here with me. And they literally be their own individual, people. Outside of being, respecting me and doing what I tell them to do, I just be like, wait, what? How they interact with other people? I'm like, hold up. And so again, it can come off as harsh, and that's when I'm just like, oh my goodness, I don't want no heartache and pain and upset from stuff like that, because I just don't. I've always prayed and hoped that their dad be held accountable for his stuff that he's responsible for regarding them, whether teaching them or lack thereof or whatever. But I was like, wait a minute. It would scare me if, again, I didn't know better, and if I didn't know the Lord, and I know I need to stay close to the Lord, because this it's so, like, it's not subtle. It's just not out there unless I go looking for it, unless well, of course, it's times when God wants to reveal it to me, but it's just not. I can't see it because all I see, of course, is my sons, and I'm just like, they can't possibly say anything they haven't said anything to offend me. For the most part, well, they said nothing to offend me, but they said something that could have penetrated me and hurt me. Well, both of them, even the younger one. But I know he didn't have intentions on hurting my feelings or anything. But yeah, the other one, he said something that he know if I would have heard it. Well, I did hear it, but he know if he would have said it to me, it would have been offensive. So, still keeping it from me and respecting me, so I appreciate that. But it was like, wow, it was an eye opener for real. And like I said, he told me a long time ago, and that's why I just be like, I don't know who this dude really is for real. One minute I do be thinking he the most diabolical ninja out here, and I'm still not convinced, or he's one of the most, but I'm still not convinced that he's not, especially with who his mom was and the stuff that she carried, and self-professing evil. But I'm like, I kept telling my son that died with her, so, and even her mom as well, so, but I can't deny that, there's still stuff running rampant regarding their dad, and their so-called dad, and even his dad, if his dad is still alive, so, I don't know, and they're boys, and I don't fully understand it, but I'm just like, let me be mindful, and let me be respectful, and just asking God to help me. And I went back. I think part of what's helping me is I did go back and hasika na haishaka ya ishararo shia ikora handa sikere. See, because I remember so much stuff, and just the fact that I remember that they wanted to he wanted to sacrifice my son and stuff like that. And I have literally told told my son this, but not thinking like how it could make him feel or make him even think, now and in the future. I just was being honest. I wasn't doing it to say you need to hate your dad, but you do. I am doing it to so you need to be cautious, because if he could be that type of person in thought process, who knows what he could be indeed. And I've seen what I've experienced and stuff like that. And then I know how parents are with regarding their kids. We possessive over our kids. So, and that saying, I brought you in this world, I take you out. You know what I'm saying? And really, it seemed like, if I look back, their dad was trying to dominate, especially him, my older son, at a real early. The younger one, he wasn't around like that. He wasn't around when he was past 2 or whatever, and so 2 or 3 or something like that. And he didn't really dominate him. He was kind of like, when I seen him interact with him, he was kind of softer on him or whatever, just slightly. But, and I can't, it's so crazy because I can't say he was hard on them, but I can't say he was easy on them at all. But it's just the subtleness of it all that is like, it's doing something internally when he does something. And I'm not gonna sit here and deny that what I do regarding my kids do something internally, and it could very well be something destructive and stuff like that. So when I see it with my eyes, I just be like, let me correct that. God help me to correct on how I talk to them with respect. And then he called me out. He didn't do it in a disrespectful way, but he was like, you yelled at me. He didn't say it like that. He was like, you yelled at me last night. And so he's definitely taking note. And I'm glad I haven't whooped my kids, but I do tell them, y'all, I don't never tell them I'm gonna bust them in their face. That's me with grown folks. But I'll be telling him, boy, I used to tell him, I'll jack you up, I'll punch you, this, that, and the third in your chest, this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? That's what I felt like we should do with boys. Shoot, ask me if I done it in a long time. I haven't, and I ain't really. I mean, they don't really give me a reason to, but if they gave me a reason to, I'd think twice, because they definitely got feelings. They definitely are people. They are individuals, and then that's the thing. I have to be reminded. He got a different genetic makeup than me. He's not me, even though he came from me. I didn't create him. I conceived him, and I birthed and delivered, had the birth and the but yeah, so I don't know. And I know of some parents out here that walk around and they want to press their kids buttons and stuff like that, and want to see if they kid I was watching who was that, Tokyo and Black China. I'm not saying both of them got some stuff with them, but it seemed like the mom was like kind of provoking her a little bit, trying to see how far she gonna go, and probably trying to see how far gone her child is, which is, I get that, and I pick up on that a little bit or whatever, and she explains how far gone she think her child is, but then I be looking at her like, wait a minute, and somebody called her on it. Oh, I think it was Tasha K. She called her on it, and she was just like, I mean, she's like you. And that's what a lot of parents don't be realizing. Me, I know my kids are similar to me, but I just know they are not me. So, I can't say what they would do and what they want, because I didn't know how my son be talking to people or responding to people when they come at him. But I found out today. And so I was just like, wow. And I mean, I didn't even know he would even go back and forth at all, because I've taught them, you don't need to go back and forth with people that you don't even know on the internet and stuff like that. Like, that's not, but he's a male. I don't know if it's different. I taught all my kids the same, male, female. I don't know if it's different for him and he feels like, more inclined to do so. So, I want him to be himself. And that's when I realized, I'm like, I gotta kind of, I can't say I need to step back because as far as that arena is concerned, I don't be breathing down their neck. And like I said, this just came to my attention because I, I, his information was on my device. So I saw it. It was meant for me to see, and I told him when it's meant for me to see something, I'm gonna address it if I need to. But I do need to, yeah. With that said, I need to be reminded that me first. I need to go to God and submit it to God. How he's responding to people. But I do see that people be trying to attack him or try to gang up on him. I be trying to see if his reasons and stuff is valid for how he responds. Or, I try to find out what was their reason for even coming at you like that. But one thing about us, I know that we operate in power. I'm thankful for that. And I try not to even speak on it because I've seen somebody get jealous when I said that. When I spoke that about myself, it's like any type of confidence that I have about myself, somebody tries to play on it and bother with it. But as if we shouldn't be, we shouldn't be confident. And I'm like, oh, I don't know where y'all get that from, but okay. And I'm gonna just say okay, so I don't have to butt you in your face. No, I'm saying, but no, so I don't have to say something, that you may feel is out of line or whatever to you. And one thing about me, I'm not my late grandma, but I was definitely put under her a lot. And so I say some of the stuff that she says. Maybe have some of her mannerisms and stuff like that, but definitely, I don't know why this person's face is in my mind, smiling and stuff. Ooh, what in the world? This be tripping me out sometimes, but, it almost made me feel like, damn, I wish I would have never met some of these people, even though this person thinking about this person ain't did nothing to me directly or anything or that I know of. But of course, conversations, who knows? But I was talking or whatever. Oh, I was saying about my grandma, and hey, my grandma say some foul stuff, baby. She can say some ugly stuff. And I said, and I listened. I was under that, listening to that for years or whatever. But anyway. I seen how my son responded. I see how my younger son responds to my older son. I see how they respond to me. And I'll be like, whoo, let me tell you what. I'm going to be careful with their feelings. I'm going to be, if, I might not, I ain't want to be careful with their dad no more and I ain't want to deal with him, but they almost like one and the same. They different, but they're not. They almost like one or two in the same of him. And if I had to be careful with him, I know I got to be careful with them. And I thank God that I have grace that I'm their mom, so it's like they know I am. I have to be a disciplinary if I have to, but I still gotta respect them, and people need to respect they kids, they young people. Me growing up, I didn't feel disrespected. I felt like I was supposed to get a whooping or get this and that and the third when I was younger, but it was some stuff that I felt like, no, that ain't supposed to be happening. Like being told that I'm not your mama, and even the abortion thing, being caused to have an abortion, being basically forced to have an abortion at 17, and just, very few. But, and I even got a fist raised at me. I got hit with a bat. And maybe those, like, I'm going to just say that's like 5 things that probably shouldn't have happened, but it happened. And so, of course, I'm forgiven or whatever. It's just, I'm forgiven with I don't want to say with, condition, but I just feel like I've had to stay away. So, it won't go turn into one of those like type of battles like I just said, what I seen Blac Chyna and her mom doing, where they was all up in each other's face and just, oh Lord. It was the mom seemingly more so provoking, but I seen Blac Chyna say some stuff in the course when she was walking out. I don't know if it was just for entertainment purposes, but she was walking out. She started throwing her own dishes and stuff at her mom or whatever. If that was her house, then I don't know, man. Heck no. No, baby, I got dragged down the steps one time by my mom, and I know it probably sounds harsher than it was to me, or seemed like it was. It might have been harsher than what I know, but I got dragged down the steps, and it thank God I didn't get hurt bad, but I got dragged down the steps and pretty much maybe even dragged out of the house and stuff like that. We kind of was like going at it or whatever, but I just never like bucked up to her and wanted to, you know what I'm saying, feel like I want to fight her. And even to this day, I just, even with the things that happened that really hurt me and bothered me, I don't want to buck up to her and fight her. I do be wanting to say what I need to say, and not speak my mind, but speak the truth and speak, and I want to speak the truth in love, but I speak the truth in a certain tone that might seem offensive to her, but I don't mean, I definitely, and that's what I seen my son say. He was like, I don't mean no harm, but I don't know, baby. Let me tell you something. He said that. I don't know though. I'm not saying that he do, but I'm not saying that he don't, cause he might mean destruction out this. And for me, if it's meant for you for it to be destruction, then it is. I don't have my eyes are open to that as well, because some of these people, oh Lord help me, because I be trying not to say some of these people just don't need to exist and need to be annihilated. But God knows, God knows, God knows, and I'm leave it at that. But when I seen that, I was like, grabbing my invisible pearls, clutching my invisible pearls. Like, wait a minute now. I mean, it wasn't even that. I'm not gonna say it wasn't that bad. It wasn't bad at all. It just was let me make sure I'm paying attention, and yeah, make sure that he definitely feels loved and appreciated, and you know what I'm saying, because I don't want him to lash out at nobody. And as far as his dad, I cannot be his dad or make up for anything that his dad didn't do or whatever. And shoot, myself, I'm still trying to figure it out for me, because it's things that I didn't do that I may have should have done or been able to and all that. But yeah, I just don't want him to walk around with hatred on the inside, bitterness and stuff. And that's why I talk to him and I ask him, "Are you okay? You good? You're not having no issues and no concerns?" And he seemed to be holding his own. And that's, you want your kids to be able to hold their own, but you don't want your kids to be, well, I don't want my kids to be hateful. Now, I do want them to operate in power and walk in authority, but they got to be holding themselves accountable and making sure that they're doing what they're supposed to do and saying what they're supposed to say and not what they're not supposed to say and stuff like that. So that's what I'm on. That's what I'm feeling. But like I said, I ain't there watching that movie, and he was like, "Finally, I'm watching this movie." I just rented it. I was gonna buy it, but it just must have been meant for me to rent it. So, and I wanted to watch it with him, but I'm in my room. And one thing about me, they know I answer to God first, and that's on period, honey. And I do believe that, you don't forsake your family for your ministry and stuff like that, but this is not, I don't feel like I'm ministering to God at all. I just feel like I'm in the presence of God, and I need Him to minister to me and pour into me, and just continue to grow and mature me, and then heal me as well, because this thing right here on my side, I'll tell you some stuff that's definitely meant to try to take you up out of here. Yeah. But anyway, I do feel good that I got them videos uploaded, so he will always be able to refer to that if he wants to, and see videos of me and him, and some cool little videos. It was me and him, literally. My daughter used to be gone a lot with her dad and them, or with my so-called mom, or just anywhere, honey. She would be gone. I mean, but she would always be back. And see, this time she didn't come back over here, so it's like, the devil be bound. That's what it's like. That ain't what it necessarily. Well, it is some of that, but other stuff is God allowed, and it is what it is. But so yeah, I'm just trying to keep an eye on my children, and even when they go outside, I keep my cameras on them. I send the walkie-talkies. I don't care how old they are. Now, when they decide to make that decision, like my daughter did, which again she has help. She's not just making that decision on her own, because she underage, and I know she can't take care of herself and stuff like that. So of course, if somebody encouraging her to, I won't even say rise up against me. They probably want her to, but to try to make her own decisions. Which, okay, you can be an individual and make your own decisions, but you better be careful, because some people just want you to be and feel down and out like they are and do, or whatever. But anyway, just keeping an eye on my kids. I send the walkie-talkies out there even when they outside, and I can be outside with them. That means if they go around one side of the house and I'm outside, they're gonna be able to more than likely communicate with me. But I got cameras on the front yard, the side yard, the backyard. So, do we have a problem? Nicki Minaj voice. I do like that little song. I like, it definitely tries to open up my, I ain't gonna say inner gutter, but my surface gutter, my surface fractions. Yeah, but anyway, looking back at my videos, and honey, if I could go back to them days, I'd just make some. I'm trying to think, would I do anything different? I tried to do stuff different during that time, but it was like the person that I was. He can be considered my handler, but he's not my handler, because baby, you get your hand popped, you get some other stuff popped, trying to handle me in a certain type of way. It was so funny because his sister, when she had came here and stuff like that, she was like, "Oh, he got pulled." She was saying that to either his daughter or my son. Now he got pulled, okay, and he might. I'm not gonna sit here in front. He did, but a lot of it was a figment of his imagination. And like he even told me, he had an imagination, and that's him. And so, if he got you believing that he got some pull like that, girl, and for me, I just felt like, girl, I'm gonna let you think that anyway, because go ahead. I mean, I feel like we at that time, of course, I feel like we need to be respecting these dudes and stuff, but. And I'm gonna continue. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna continue. I'm not around him, but I continue on to want to respect, because I don't want to disrespect, because I don't want disrespect for me, my children, or anything like that. I want to open that up over my life. But yeah, I don't know why they be thinking people run me. They don't run me. I'm telling you, honey, he own me. Sometimes I ain't getting in the front. It feel like it, but I had already gave my life to God. So come again, sir. You do not own nothing over here. But he runs a hard bargain. 'Cause with them flying monkeys, baby, they don't play. Anyway, I don't want to be rambling and stuff. But yeah. So I need to come in my room, and it feels amazing to get in prayer and all that good stuff. I like it. I feel good. And to want to pray. I don't know how to describe it. I can't say I lost any desire to pray. I can just say that I've spent a lot of time doing other things, at least the past 2 years. Definitely since 2019. 2022. It ain't been 2 whole years, I guess, but no, it had been 2 years. Going on 3. And so yeah, it was like I spent 2 years of that time doing some other stuff that it's not really necessarily me like that. But I also can't say that it ain't me, because it's just me who, you know, I don't want to say prior to my life with God, because I just feel like as long as I can remember, I have had a love for God and wanted to have Him in my life. Now, I remember being in elementary school and it wasn't all that, but when I turned 9 or 8 or whatever, and I got baptized and stuff like that, I did have the desire to be close to God, and it stayed and it remained with me even when I was a teenager and stuff, and I kept even rededicating my life. If I felt like I did something wrong, I rededicated my life. Of course, when my daughter came, I rededicated my life. But then when my son came, the one whose birthday is today, um, I was walking with God anyway, and you know, dealing with his dad, I got distracted or some stuff like that or whatever. But I focused on God, and I was listening to and heard from God and stuff like that. So that was that. But excuse me. Ooh. My son be laughing at me when I be yawning like that. He thinks it's so hilarious. But yep. Anyway, glad I did me another channel where I can put my face and stuff on where I feel comfortable enough to put my face on there. Again, if you put two and two together, shoot, sometime on that channel, you'll be able to see the same backgrounds or whatever the case may be. And there you go. There you have it. But for right now, I'm just gonna leave this one like this because I don't know. I just like telling my story in confidentiality, and yeah, I don't know why I thought about the girl JEH today. I don't know. And talking about happy birthday. I don't know. She seemed like a decent person, and I'm sure she had some stuff up her sleeve or whatever. But like a decent person, seemed cool. I don't know what it is though. I don't know why she popped up in my dream. Because I just feel like, wait, what? But you know, somebody that I allowed into my personal space as well, and it's like maybe that's why people that I've interacted with, and you know, they've been in my personal space. Yeah, I gotta get ready to drink me some water and um drink me some water and really relax. Anyway, I hope my sons ain't offended that I didn't sit in there and watch the movie with them. But yeah, I don't have to put my hands on my sons. I don't hit them. I don't know if anybody, I wonder if anybody still hits their kids or whatever. I haven't had to, and I don't want to, and I do get angry. I raise my voice, and he felt the type of way about you yelled at me. I'm saying he said it like that, and he didn't. That's just how I felt like I heard it, and that's what parents got to be careful of too. Sometimes your kid's saying something in a different tone, and you just hearing it in a certain way, like literally the enemy making your ears hear it in a certain offensive type of way. But he was like, yeah, when you yelled at me, he spoke it out. And that's how I want my kids to be. I want them to be able to address and let me know what it is that I did. And I had to ask him, I was like, what did I say? And he said exactly what I said. And so it did come back to my memory. I was like, oh, I did not apologize, but, because I really still haven't gotten to the bottom of it. I don't know who. It's a chair that's broken, and I don't know who broke the chair and whatever. My youngest son admitted to it, but I don't know. He said he pulled it out. I just don't feel like he could have even done that. Like his little age. But yeah, I don't know. But if I did, Lord, move on me to help me to apologize. So I'm not above apologizing to my kids at all. But I have to be convicted by God. I'm just keep it real. They do not convict me with their feelings or their tears or anything like that. But I will take another look at it and be like, Lord, did I do something wrong to my son? Did I do something that, for one, first offended you regarding me being a steward of this child that you allowed me to have? And and if he move on me, you need to go apologize to your child, and that's what I'm gonna do without delay. I ain't finna let no pride get in the way, no nothing. Heck no. But just because my kids may feel, oh, mom did this, that, and third, or, you know, because even my daughter was like, I got feelings and this, and you do got feelings, and I'm glad you do, because that means you're good and alive. But your feelings indicate stuff they do not dictate, and they definitely don't dictate me, honey. So, but baby, best believe when I've offended somebody and God brought it to my attention that I need to apologize, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go get it. Like for real. So he just brought it up. He didn't really say that he was affected or anything by that. But even still, I blame my dad because he got an absent dad or whatever, father. Your dad leave you, your parent leave you susceptible to whatever your mama, however your mama gonna raise you. And I'm not saying that you need to be a damn fool raising your kids just because a man left you, but I'm big on, well, it's your daddy's fault. he evidently this is how he wanted you raised. This is where he had his kids, and this is where he left them. So, if you do feel like you're, being a certain type of way, maybe he saved you, or maybe he trusting God to. Maybe that's a strong maybe. To I don't know. I don't know. Because I don't know if he really. I don't be feeling like he'd be trusting God regarding nothing. I know he do, but I don't be feeling like he be acting on it enough. Well, like, living that out enough. He really did, like, scare me sometimes, oftentimes. I remember I told him one time, you scared me, because he came in. I don't know if I was on his device, but I was on I guess it was a dating site or whatever, but I wasn't on there to date. I knew I was with somebody, and I was on there because somebody told me to go on there and add it or whatever, and I could talk to this person, on the regular stuff, but he told me to go on there, and I went on there, and I did see that it was, I guess, different men and stuff, but I didn't pay it no mind like that because that's not why I felt like I was there. I'm like, did I feel secure in my relationship that I was in? Barely. But I was like, I'm good where I'm at. I was feeling like I'm good where I'm at. So why would I dare, what I'm saying, do any of that? And I wasn't trying to talk to that dude, but of course it came out later on that he was trying to talk to me and more. He was claiming he wanted to marry me and stuff like that, but it was just to get over here mainly. That's what I feel or whatever. But anyway, that's a long story or a story for another day. I'm not trying to get into that. But yeah, and then he came in and he was just like, "You on my you on a dating site on my and then I think he tried to call me a hypocrite or something like that. He thought he had something. He had nothing. He was ready. He looked in. I mean, he had looked in my. Speaking of when I talked about the phones and stuff earlier, he looked in my Facebook thing. He logged into my thing somehow, some way, and he seen some old messages. I'm talking about way before we had our son. Was it this? It was the same year that I had my son, but it was like 5 months before I got pregnant with my son, and and he was trying to say, yeah, you over here doing this, then I mean, just trying to find something to pin on me and blame me. He couldn't find nothing. I think that's what made him so upset. He could not find nothing on me because I wasn't doing anything. I was not sneaking and doing anything, regarding him naturally. Spiritually, I can't sit here and say that God didn't have some stuff up his sleeve for me. And I'm sure the enemy tried to throw some stuff in there, but I didn't really take the bait when it came to that. I was, you know, I was 100% or more faithful to him. Where people was telling me, don't put all your eggs in one basket. My daughter's dad was telling me you need to cheat. I mean, I was just faithful, and I was thankful for that. But at this point in time, I'm not ready to cheat on nobody, but I'm just not ready to be. Not gonna say I'm not ready to be committed. I don't feel like I want to be committed. I do want to be committed. Okay, let me stop. But I want to. My reasons for wanting to be committed now is like seemingly like more shallow. I feel like, but shoot, it could be right on point. To be honest, it could just be my time to be desiring and maybe receiving that what I want. That seems shallow. So I'm about to cut this short. I don't know how long I've been on here. Oh, already 40 something minutes. I didn't mean to, but it is what it is. I get the bump in my gums. Yeah, but anywho, definitely thankful again that we have been this household and my kids been on the minds of people. My name came up in people's households and stuff or whatever, and of course my kids. But I want people to do right. I don't need y'all vain words of happy birthday and this, that, and the third. And I don't really, what I'm saying? Not really asking nobody for nothing like that. I think I just need the support. Wanted the support from them. I don't necessarily want it from them no more. And what I feel like I've been deprived of or whatever. But yeah, just wanted that support and stuff like that. Oh man, I'm trying to play this game and it definitely didn't go like how I wanted it to go. Yeah, that's mainly that though. I wanted their support and things like that. Now I'm just like, however you choose to bless me, Lord. My tongue's still hurting a little bit. That's probably why I'm talking a little. Sound like I got a lot of spit in my mouth or whatever. But, I went out there and wanted to put that do the jacuzzi and stuff, put the water in there, but I didn't even do it again today. I just sat out there, listened to the music, and then I kind of got chilly and stuff. Usually I can sit out there, don't matter how chilly. And it wasn't even that cold out there. It's been colder, and I didn't sit out there. But I was just like, let me go on in the house. Alright, that's it.